This is a beverage sales dataset where we are looking at various attributes of different campaigns that were run and whether or not that contract was won. You'll see that Aible has done some data cleansing work here and it has profiled the data. Everything done here has been done automatically. Before I create an AI though, I want to explore some insights. I want to understand what is going on with this data. I'm just going to go in and say, show me all of the key insights that are affecting contract one. So Aible is right now highlighting the key drivers of the win rate for a contract. And you'll see on the left hand side, in this diagram, the chords are the importance of that variable, so credit rating, whereas the arcs, the lines between the different variables, shows you the importance of the interaction between the two. So for example, here previous supply agreement and subcategory is an important interaction, whereas previous supply agreement by itself is not as interesting. Now, on the right hand side, Aible has drawn various graphs. It's telling us to take a look at previous supply agreements. It's telling us to look at previous supply agreements when credit rating is low. It's going to guide us to more and more graphs for us to take a look at. And we can go in and take a look at any of these graphs. And it's going to tell us various interesting things about these graphs. But in the interest of time, I'm going to focus in on something where the descriptive graph, this fact that these are our different product IDs. Here I know number 5 is bad and I would know the number 4 is good. But the reality is Aible is flagging something different. It's basically telling me, look, most of the models, 78 out of 83 predictive models, found that product ID 1 has a negative impact. Now that doesn't make sense because visually we can see that product ID 1 is just around average. But the AI is looking at far more than just descriptive things. It's looking at all the other factors. So once you control for who the customer was, how long did the customer engage with us, what was their credit rating, once you've control for all those factors, it turns out that product ID 1, many of the models is considering it to be bad. And product ID 5, yes, it's many of them are considering it to be bad as well. So that matches with the descriptive world. And there are also cases where product ID 6 has a negative impact, is something that's being highlighted. And down here, you'll see Aible pointing these things out. Like here, I can see how the different predictive models, so this is the neural net, this is the random forest, there are 83 such models that were run, and we are showing you how the different models disagree on that factor. So you can consider, think of it as an expert panel of AI models tell you that a variable is important or not. Now, we can also go and just straight go into creating an AI. And I would go in and say, hey, I want to predict that previous contract 1 is yes, and I will create AI. In the interest of time, I'm going to switch over to one that has already been completed. And on the left-hand side, what you can see is what we were doing before the AI. So this is the baseline, and you can see how many leads they were pursuing, how many opportunities they were pursuing, and what the win rate was. On the right-hand side is the Aible optimized process, where it's telling you that if you follow the Aible optimized one, you can target much better. So you'll focus on fewer customers, so your sales cost will go down. But at the same time, the revenue will actually increase and net profit will obviously increase in the combination. At the bottom, you can see some to-do items. There are certain things Aible has already done for me, but it's telling me that I need to specify the strategy recommendations for the system. What does that mean? Here it is trying to optimize my profit, and you'll notice that it has massively reduced my sales cost to achieve that net profit of 4.5 million. Now, as an executive, I might look at this and say, that's interesting, but I actually want to not cut down my sales effort by 50%. What could I do if I kept my sales cost exactly the same, effort that I'm doing today, just targeted it better? And you can see my revenue went up massively more. My net profit actually came down significantly as well. But the point here is, as an executive, I might want this different predictive model, not the first predictive model. And this is really important because in the real world, unless you understand what the implication of the AI is on your business, you cannot decide which AI to pursue. Just to show you that this is actually changing the predictive models, as I switch this, I'm going to bring up, this is the drivers of the predictive model. Essentially, what is the AI focusing on? Let's bring the strategy back on again. So on the right hand side, we right now are in the, use all of my current sales resources and how much money can you make me? And remember this 3.7 here and 9.7 there. When I go to net profit, the profitability increases, but the revenue reduces significantly. And if you saw, the drivers changed because the model changed. I might also want to go in and say, I have a strategic goal of hitting 175% of my current revenue. Can I do that? Yes, Aible can help you do that, and you could reduce your sales costs significantly, and your profitability would be a little bit higher in this case. But what you're seeing here is that an executive is able to dial in different business scenarios and try to understand what they need to do to achieve this goal. All of this can then be deployed and accessed right inside Salesforce, inside Tableau, inside any application.